So who wants to say what happened last time on D&D?
Happened things happened.
I did some big dick moves.
A little bit, a little bit.
A little bit. There's nothing like meeting a fucking leader of a realm and saying, "Yeah, you know what? No, I think I'm fucking good. Thank you, though."
Yeah,
Turned
sort
down
of.
that bag of soul coins.
Yeah, the hefty bag that only had 8 of them in there,
I mean, eight's a lot.
I would say eight's is still a good bit.
as opposed to the thousands that was supposedly in there.
Hey man, I'll take what I can get.
Well, I won as 3.
You guys made your way through Diz. Did all sorts of adventures. There's the city, the hive city of corruption, misery. And you went to the great um, floating barges of entertainment. Went to the arena, stores and shops and bazaars and everything you can imagine. You went to sort of play area, like Shakespeare's theater sort of style, where a bunch of stuff was happening. It wasn't very wholesome. A lot of the music was screams, as you would expect in hell. But you met the leader of the floating barges around the city and got passage through the next area. You guys had returned back to your barge, went through Diz, wiping off the filthy iron soot of England of the best of times, worst of times. Was this? No, fuck.
Tale of Two Cities.
Yeah, yeah. England, little kids, orphans. They're working in the coal mines. You get the idea. You made your way back to your barge with Kotam and Tiax waiting for you. Tiax had made you little dolls, showing you in the arena. Another unexplainable Tiax action. But Kotam waits for you and for your or your command. What do you do?
Um,
Well, we have this coin right here that allows us to have passage without having to pay a toll of any sort, so we might as well continue. Unless, there's something else I'd like to do. I mean, we could go back by through the market area and see what we can get from that one vendor.
are there any airships in hell?
Not that you've seen yet. The barges float by some arcane magic, but they're not airships.
So just floaty, not like fly-y.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's gonna do some Pirates of the Caribbean shit.
Cool. Anybody, anything else?
Nah,
Ready to leave?
ready to leave.
We we need to get a meeting with Dispotter, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. That was one of the avenues of leaving this realm. You would have to get his allowance to do so, but doing the
Okay.
arena, you caught the eye of the leader of the Agartha, as they call it, which is like the floating, entertainment district. So it's like you could have stayed in
Okay.
the city and met Dispotter and dealt with his problems, or you could have done something else. And you guys went through side quest B to get to your goal. So now you have a token which allows you passage into the lower level of hell.
Okay, so it's like having those papers in KOTOR where they just let you down there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like having our actual green card.
and you're passing through a wall.
See, I was thinking we still had to do main quest to continue, and I'm like, why are we dicking around? Let's do this thing. But that works.
You travel on barge back through the city proper. As you drift through the polluted channels in the city, you see the living, breathing misery that is Diz. People are stacked on top of each other, a hive city of devils and sufferers. Beggars and thieves eye you in equal regard, as though sizing up the potential to get something from you, as though they could dare and do a jumping river theft that might be on the menu. You pass over the brackish black water, almost alive with pollution and malice, a thick layer of chemicals smelt, bubbling and foaming at the top. Roll
Sorry.
me a perception check.
Perception.
Starting the night off great. It's going to be a 10.
14.
23.
Play. Notice one of the dirty rag wearing beggars is not exactly what he seems. As you're passing this like a horrible corruption of Venice, you're on this barge. It feels like a gondola going through the city channels, and you see beggars and thieves on the sides, and they're offering their hands. You know, the beggars are like begging to any ships that come by, and you feel souffle a bit of a tickle in your pockets. Uh, Looking over, you see one of the beggars on the side, ratty and covered in rags, is using mage hand to pickpocket you from afar. Bluetooth stealing.
Bluetooth stealing. It's like me stealing Wi-Fi from GameStop to play WoW. Uh, I will reach down and kind of place my hand over my pocket and just give a side glance over to him and see how he reacts.
Mage hand disappears into the water. It's spectral. It doesn't really make a splash or anything necessarily. Just barely corporeal at all. And the beggar pretends that he's doing nothing. He looks away, hoping you can't pinpoint exactly who it is. But you rolled pretty good on your perception.
I want to kind of continue walking a little bit and then slowly circle back around so that way he can try to not see me. Like
You're on
leave.
your ship, your barge.
Oh, right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a beggar on our barge? Motherfucker. Then I'll kind of just...
No, he's begging. He's stealing as we pass by on our barge. Hence the Bluetooth stealing.
Well, I thought we were...
It's like Venice.
Bluetooth stealing.
Alright, I will... Alright, what port are we actually going to?
There's no ports in hell. Just a long, endless river. You're going to the end of it.
Alright, I guess I'll just take a little bit of cloth. And let me see what I have food-wise. You know what? I will cast Goodberry and put all 10 of those in there. And then I will put 1 platinum in it. Kind of tie the bag real tight and just toss it.
At him or
Yeah.
in the water?
At him.
The axe is shocking. He grabs it and takes it, expecting some insult or maybe even, I don't know, something corrosive. He opens it gingerly, and seeing the nutritious fruit and money, he looks at you with wide, unbelieving eyes, as though this was some trick that was about to disappear.
I'll kind of, watching him do it, I'll just put 2 fingers out to my head and do like a little wave.
Only perception.
17.
Hmm. Okay. Um, a few of the chain devils in the area, these wide city streets where people aren't attacked. You see, there's bearded devils, which they don't have real beards. They have these weird appendages. Chain devils and a few others on these archetypes. And about one out of every other one in a 60-foot area or about, they like they physically look sick. And you notice it's the chain devils, the bearded devils, the bone devils. Some of the particularly evil archetypes of devils. They suddenly retch and feel sick.
Hmm.
I tend to have that appeal to people.
That's a good thing to note. So I'll make a
Oh,
little
if
note of
that's the
that.
case, man, then they must be just doubling over in pain as I come past them.
An act of un uh, selflessness seems
I
to have
see, I see, I
hurt
see.
them in some way. But not all the devils. Most devils just pass on by unnoticing, but a few of the particularly more dark-oriented ones seem to be hurt. Emotions in hell have a physical form. Emotions and feelings and thoughts are real here.
Oh, kind of like the war.
As you progress down the river, you see a towering wall, just as before in Avernus. The wall defies physics, the river seemingly stopping just before it crashes into it, as though the water passes through the wall and not even there. It doesn't lap at the sides, it is a seamless flow right into the impossible. This wall is not as elegant and shaped as the last one you encountered. This is a churning, chugging, coughing, spiked beast, a cursed iron angled monster into spikes and shapes, a mass of horrible, sharp edges and metal bandings, endlessly buttressing itself, eldritch in its chaos. Sinners, trying to cheat or lie to pass the wall, find themselves affixed to its spikes, the great wall looking like a huge Venus flytrap, its victims trapped within its spiked maw forever. A great goblet of cursed iron burns liquid red hot. And it awaits payment for passage.
Do we know what the payment is?
You,
It's one of the soul coins.
you were given a token by the leader of this place,
Ah,
the ratty copper coin that appears worthless.
Is it one of
Look you
those
guys
we
remember.
walk up or do we flick it as we're passing?
Kotam stops the barge before you run into the wall. Wisely, you would have been impaled by spikes, but he holds his oar into the mud and he waits for your action.
I'll walk up and submit the coin for our passage.
It's about it's in the air. This is a huge, eldritch, beastly wall of horrors.
I thought I had it working, but nope.
We can hear you now.
How much are we paying this dude? What's he want?
That
If you
coin we
guys
got from
remember,
the arena lady.
you impressed the leader of the Agartha, and she gave you
Oh,
a token to
okay.
pass. And now it's time to pay up. You gotta put it in the gumball machine.
Sitting in front of the elevator, looking for our
Yep.
papers. Otherwise, we gotta steal the Sith uniform.
Yeah, it's up in the air. It's huge, and you hear these screaming sinners impaled on the spikes. This horrible nightmare. It's like this big, churning, living metal wall, and this goblet is in the center, affixed by metal. And you're gonna have to flick the coin in there, Souffle. Give me a dexterity roll.
Oh, fuck. We can't climb up or anything. Gotta flick it.
Yeah, or some just yeah.
Gotta flick the bean in there.
You got
Wow.
I mean, you do
cardiac.
have me that's got some jumps.
Yeah, that'd probably be the better option. Because I may be dexterous, but I don't think my aim's that good.
It was. I mean, it's not gonna like disappear into the aether. You just have to fetch it. But do whatever
Yeah,
you
but if
wish.
I gotta fetch it, that means I gotta get in the mud and shit. And I already seen what that did to
Of
pitch, and I
course.
don't want to do that.
Yeah. It's not good for the
Yeah,
poor.
I get it, and I'll jump up. How far away is it? Do I need to spend a step of the wind to give me wings?
I'll say it's 40 feet in the air. It's a big wall.
Perfect. I got 50 feet of walking speed.
So you could like LeBron James slam dunk that thing in there.
Just don't
Backboard
yell Kobe.
explodes. No, before you're slam dunking, um, you go to hand a coin to your good friend the monk, correct? For him
Yep.
to
Correct.
dunk it.
Silas, take this. I don't feel comfortable throwing our only means of payment for passage at all.
I
As
got you.
as you go to hand it to him, TX grabs it out of between you as you're passing it, and he leaps to the edge of the boat, and he looks like a very happy with himself at his mischievous prank, and he holds the coin over the edge of the churning water.
Oh. The axis isn't very funny.
Tom has a similar sentiment. His is TX enough, no japes, but TX remains motionless, a big smile on his multicolored teeth. He says, "What do you give me for it?" With unhidden glee.
Your
I'll
life.
let you live.
Oh, life in hell isn't a very good offer. I've had my life threatened a few times. I kind of enjoy it. I was thinking something more interesting.
Like what?
Well, you tell me, what do you have? Is this coin valuable to you for some reason? And he says, like tipping over the edge of the boat.
While he's doing this, I'm just readying as he goes to drop it, my step of the wind, so that I got speedy movement. Can catch it before it hits the water.
That'd be pretty anime.
TX, are you looking for a trade? Is this what this is about?
Maybe. Depends on what you're trading.
What
I
if
have this coin, and you seem to want it.
what if I trade you something that will allow you to play a prank on people?
Well, that does sound pretty good.
I reach into my bag and I pull out a vial. Now, TX, I have personally used this on people, and it has been very interesting to see the events. Now,
He says, "No, what's it do?" And then, as he says that, he drops the coin in the water, and you hear a wet thunk.
uh,
No, I mean, Joshy, why don't you give me something to try
Dexterity check.
to anime
Do
over there and catch it? Yeah.
you want me a dexterity check or save?
Check, I think.
Okay. I guess that would be like acrobatics with
Yeah,
it. So,
definitely.
okay. It's gonna. Ooh, okay. That's gonna be 22.
Yeah, harnessing the speed force, you fucking teleport over there, uh, leaping over the side of the edge of the boat. And you go to grab the coin, And as you do, you feel something metal in your hands, and then you feel a shock.
This bitch.
You see TX laughing very hard.
Oh, you tricky beast. You had me.
He as you go to you like diving baseball catch, grab the thing faster than humanly possible, and as you're on the side of the boat, and he laughs at his prank, and then he reaches behind your ear, and he says, "I didn't have it, he did," and he pulls out the coin again in his hand.
I hope he knows that I would banish him to the girliest possible fucking rainbows and unicorns bullshit if I
I will
didn't
send you to.
technically need him.
I'll send you to the depths of the My Little Pony universe if you keep up with this shit.
That's how I feel.
So what do you guys do? He still got the coin.
Well, your joke is over. How about you hand the coin over?
Is the joke ever over?
At some
Kosuth
point,
will enjoy your humor.
He
Can I try
says,
to do a sleight of hand while I'm there next to him?
"Sure, yeah, you can check him. He's an illusionist, not a he's not a bending reality."
Oh, okay. That's going to be a 23.
I will give him a chance. He is skilled as well. No, no. Yeah, the prank succeeded. Pulls it out from behind your ears. Like, I don't have it. He does. And he says with annoying smugness, and you, quick as a flash, reach out and grab it between two fingers. Like
You're
you were.
right. I did have it. Thank you, TX.
You see a crestfallen expression. Just absolutely, just the wings, the wind from under his wings taken.
Now jump up and toss it in.
He seems happy with himself though overall to play this little diversion. But he says as he's going back to Kotam to play his little games or whatever he does by himself, he says, "Oh, how was that? 3 threats on my life for a joke? I will make note of that."
You should.
Are you making a note of how low the number is?
How merciful we were. I mean, that's what he says. Whatever cryptic message he. But he didn't really throw it in the water. He just played a joke.
Oh yeah, it's all a joke. We were all joking too. I say as I sheath my sword.
So Josh, you gonna do the LeBron James
Yep,
slam dunk?
yep. I'll take a kind of step back, do the 2-step thing, and
Backboard explodes. Buzzer goes off. As you jump, TX runs and grabs your legs. No, I'm just kidding. As you pass through the doorway, you are met with yet another radical change. The shifting hells are quite a lot to get used to. You are in Minaros, best described as the great stinking swamp, a fetid marsh of mire, muck, and misery extending further than one can possibly imagine.
Haven't we
Layered.
already been in one like this? Oh,
No, not yet. You had
Jesus.
there was a swamp in Avernus, but it was just an ocean of blood, not a real swamp. But it was demon blood, so it wasn't great.
where are we at now?
Uh, Minaros.
Really
This
confused
layer,
as to what I did because now my headphones don't work at all.
might just be dead, I guess.
They're wired.
Well, maybe you need to give him something to slow down.
I don't know, man.
This layer is the most diseased of all the lower planes, a dismal morass of reeking, rotting earth and inches of polluted water, where the powers of corruption and poison and illness are enhanced and recovery diminished. Corpses and carrion gurgle to the surface, filling the air with disease. The black putrid surface is covered in thick layers of scum and dotted with mud flats and cesspools. Um, the bubbling, filthy water is dispersed by foul odor, yellow-green swamp gas.
Sounds like Nurgle's homeworld.
It is very
It's-
nurgly.
It's based on Louisiana.
This is one of the Kotam. Just to be in meta, Kotam is explaining this to you. He seems to enjoy his tour guide duties, and he's kind of pointing out this horrible swamp as he sorts through the muck with his oar. And he explains, various things about it. And if you had any questions, feel free to interject. But he says, this is one of the rare places in hell where there is temperature. And you surface dwellers might be interested in that. There are temperature differences here, as well as weather.
I mean, it's still a swamp, so that means I'm still gonna have swamp ass.
So-
it's
You say
Wet.
there's weather here. Is it rain or other things?
There is bioluminescent fog excreted from the strange, twisted black trees. There's constant precipitation with rain and sleet, and the rain and sleet leaves behind an oily, slimy muck.
That's what I was worried
Occasional-
about.
Occasional hailstorms are extremely dangerous here, with pieces of hail falling like thrown daggers. The black mire clouds themselves seemingly sentient and malevolent, Kotam says under his golden mask.
Interesting. So somebody we got to impress here to go to the next level.
A good question, he says. This realm is led by Mammon, the two-faced archdevil of avarice. Do any of you guys know Mammon?
I remember him from Baldur's Gate. That is the extent of my knowledge.
Yeah.
Silas
Well, if
just
you was interested in you, Kotam might know, but maybe you guys want to roll something or anything. Or not, or enjoy the ride.
Can I do religion?
Absolutely.
I'll do history while he's doing religion.
It's a 19.
17.
Pretty good. Pretty good. For history, you would know that Mammon is sort of, I guess you could call him the evil god of greed, but it doesn't really work that way. But you can think of him like that. If he were simply Kotan, well, your brain knows he rolled. You remember stories about him in the histories, but if he were simply content to be greedy and hoard gold and jewels, he would be a much more simple creature and much less dangerous. But spending is part of his all-consuming need. He will bankroll wars to overthrow kingdoms, influence politics, pay for killers, and pay for genealogical changes thousands of years in the making. All for these schemes that only he can see, that stretch out on each horizon of time.
So he's Zinch.
Yeah, Nurgle, Holm, Zinch, I guess. A little mix of the two. Jameson, with religion, you know a bit more of his nature, not just his acts. He is wholly without pride or shame or empathy or loyalty, only focused on his all-consuming avarice. There is no good side to get on with him, no deal to be struck or alliance to be made. He is the perfect hedonist, putting his needs above anything else. He could outdo a succubi. He could outdo a lord, a hungry lord demon, wanting more lands for himself.
He's just 100% Sauron.
There is no bargaining, no pity, no empathy, no striking deals. It's all what he wants, and nothing else.
So if we quote unquote were to try and strike a deal, it would have to be his idea.
Well,
That's assuming he would
that's a
do
good
that, though.
assessment. Mm-hmm.
Had to be on his terms.
Pretty much. Or I mean, you got to make it him think it's his idea. That
And
kind of thing.
it's going to be completely 100% in his favor. There's no way we're going to be able to get anything that's going to basically do good for us in any way, shape, or form. We're going to have to
It's
give up.
going to be he gives us a deal. That's the deal.
You can't refuse.
I have that card that I pulled from that pack.
We'll make a deal you can't refuse.
Let me find a name that I forgot off the top of my head. Too many notes. I need like a wiki.
A notes wiki.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's been going on long enough, Garrett. You probably could.
Yeah,
That's
for
true.
sure. Ooh, let's see. Does anyone remember that lady's name that you were with, the snake lady? Need to bring her back into the fold.
I'm
I don't
almost
remember her name.
positive John does.
I can't remember.
Yeah, let me look.
Is it Queen Mitza?
Nitza, Nitza. That's right. Yeah, I just found it
Oh,
too.
it's
Mitza.
Nitza.
Yeah.
My note says Mitza.
Either way, it's pretty fun.
We're gonna go with the N since that seems to be correct.
Queen Nitza, who we haven't had a lot of time with, but we just got back on the barge. She, being with you, slithers from her perch, enjoying the not son of Diz. But she returns to the party. You see her infinitely haughty attitude has changed a bit, and she almost looks worried, a little vulnerable. She masks it well. Um, she says, "I trust you all remember the oath you made."
What oath?
Yes, my queen. We have not forgotten.
Do you say
We
that in character, Jameson?
I'm tempted, but no.
I mean, yeah, that'd be a good moment.
Yes, my queen. We have not forgotten. We are to be your bodyguard, slaves, and meet with your sister to obtain this amulet that you so rightly say is yours.
He says, "Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. I wasn't so quickly forgotten. Not that you have a choice." She,
No one could forget anything in your beauty.
her seemingly tsundere nature, stroked expertly by the bard. She's, gives you a well, good then. But I must warn you, my sister is not to be trifled with, or else I would have had words with her myself.
Wait, is her sister in this realm?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
I haven't spoken to her in many years, but the last few times I did, she was getting more and more terrifying and twisted by her chosen home. She says, trying to keep that air of haughty cockiness, but not doing very well. She says, so I can only imagine what she's up to now. But she
You're in
can't
good
stay in
hands.
our family any longer. She claps her hands and says, good slaves, good.
Yes, my queen.
Go fuck yourself, my queen. I mean, what?
As you guys chat, the river Styx, already a terrifying presence, churns violently as the barge approaches a stretch of black, sticky rapids. The water here is thick and black like tar, with sickly green and yellow streaks swirling through it. The stench is overpowering, a mix of sulfur, rotting vegetation, and decaying flesh. The sounds of rushing water grow deafening as the current pulls the barge into a stretch of mucky, turbulent rapids. Jagged, moss-covered rocks jut out of the river like broken teeth. The water boils and froths. Occasionally a glistening, pale limb bloats to the surface and disappears back into the muck. Kotam fords the river as best he can, holding onto his oar and twisting and shifting, dodging rocks and waves as the barge crashes down the river, tossing it around like a toy. The river itself seems to hunger for you, shaking you and spinning you and swirling you down the rapids. Kotam is doing his best, but will likely need help.
I will assist.
So, before we start, there are, as you get lower into hell, some status effects. So if you guys could all make a note on your character sheet, and I'll do my best to remember as well, as we get into action. In addition, I'll repeat this as we need. In addition to the persuasive toxicity, Minaros also smothers its visitors in an aura of sickness. Any healing the creature receives, either natural or magical, is halved, rounded down, while in this layer. Creatures immune to disease or poison are no longer immune. All poison effects have advantage, and all con saves happen at disadvantage.
Oh, shit.
Jesus.
Nurgle!
Okay, so I have an advantage on poison. Do I still have to take disadvantage, or is it just nullified?
It'd be even.
Even. Okay.
Yeah, no double advantage, no double disadvantage.
Perfect.
Let me see what I can do to mark that.
I'll put it in Discord too, just so we remember.
The disadvantage on all attacks?
No.
I think it's just
No
any
disadvantage
type
on
of charisma, like any type of
Constitution.
save,
On
Okay.
save.
yeah, con saves we have disadvantage on.
You're sickly. It's in the air. It's in the water.
Let's try and see if I can do.
So just disadvantage on saves. What
Con
else was there?
Con saves, any healing a creature receives, either natural or magical, is halved, rounded down while on this layer. If you're immune
Yeah, the
to
healing.
poison or disease, you are no longer immune. I think that's just like Paladin and a few other people. And all poison effects have advantage against you. And if you use a poison, it has advantage. You know, that's something, right?
It's a double-edged sword.
Okay, disadvantage con saves, half healing, advantage on poison.
Yep.
Yep.
Alright.
Kotam is doing his best, but will likely need help. If you guys do nothing, you may crash. If you guys want to help, then give me some ways you're helping. Chugging down these rapids. There's a couple of threats to deal with to make it easier for you guys. Bloated undead, covered in moss and algae, their flesh sloughing off in chunks, claw at the side of the barge, trying to drag you and it down into the water, reaching up and grasping for purchase, both to pull you down and to climb themselves up. The rapids are tossing you all around with unbelievable strength, and the boat, Kotam is doing his best to dodge rocky outcroppings and corpses in the water, and there may be other things, but that's the two most apparent things as of now.
I am not that super strong, so probably the most efficient thing I can do is Eldritch blasting the bodies off the side.
Okay.
Have we rested?
No.
Oh my god.
No, we have
Um,
Yeah, I
not.
don't think you did, not explicitly.
Oh, all right.
I guess I can help pushing the boat around, like with an oar, using strength. I guess would that be because strength is
Sure,
my best quality. So
definitely.
Don't have any cantrips to cast spells. I don't want to give the zombie guy. My strength is shit.
Hit him with that fancy staff you got.
Maybe you can whirlwind your legs and push the boat faster.
What if I just cast Earthquake right now? Would that really help us? Really, right now in the water?
You're like, banish TX.
I, you joke. It was about to happen if he took it any further.
Yeah, and he noted your only slight hesitation at murderous intent. How you
Let's
feel about
see.
that?
Do I
You're
have?
noted. Hmm?
You're noted. Be noted.
Get noted.
I've got a couple darts in my bag. Uh, I'll use those and just kind of when I see them start kind of climbing up the sides, I'll start chunking them.
Okay. Uh, Jameson, were you doing anything specific? Jammies?
No, I'm not doing anything
Silently
that I
stare.
can come up with at the moment.
I mean, if you want to use some of your cantrips to smack the things on the side, I can use my strength to help assist Patrick and them.
Yeah, I can just use strength to help batten down the hatches or whatever.
Okay. So the brothers give me strength checks, and the not brothers give me your attack rolls.
ooh, 13 for strength.
14.
About to start rolling on real dice.
Not doing bad. We're not doing good.
Dirty 20 for the first one, nat 20 for the second one, and 23 for the third one.
Okay. Okay. It's not real combat. You blast them with your horrible dark magics.
And see, here
25 for
Murderous
my dart
spirit.
throw.
here you are, Garrett. You're making me roll for that, and I just wasted another nat 20. So that was on the spare one for the first nat 20.
Oh, see.
So that gives
Well, I
me
mean, it keeps rolling, yeah.
yeah. So the other one is another dirty 20. So 5 attacks off 1 Eldritch Blast cast.
Okay, let me.
3 plus 2 more.
And how many darts do you have, Josh?
It doesn't say. 10. I have 10.
Okay.
So did I need to roll this 10 times?
No, just one attack action.
Okay. Well,
Throwing one.
I got 25.
Okay. So cool. That is a lot of them taken down. I'll see how many. Okay. Yeah, you guys are doing a good job pushing them back. They're the river is filling with corpses in this horrible nightmare scene as they rise and float to the surface and begin their slothing movement toward you. And you can feel and smell the horrible sickness uh, as they get close to you and swarm your boat. And you see Soothflay using his spirit gun. It makes this sonorous, pleasant sound when he uses it. Um, dark energy going off and pushing them back into the water, destroying their bodies. And you, with utmost precision, throw these heavy, sharp darts back into them, and you see them enter their soft brains and pushes them back. Maybe not killing them strictly, if you can kill whatever these are, but it definitely incapacitates them enough to get off your boat. There, two make it on out of all the ones you push back. So only a small amount, and they are going to do things. Let me roll a d4 to see who's getting it done. All right. do the boat first then, because it's the both of you guys. So what did you guys roll for strength? Again, remind me.
14.
I think it's like 14, 15.
Oh yeah. You guys weren't doing too great. Um, too many cooks in the kitchen, maybe. You all try to help Kotam, but you're not an expert at oarsman. You might be an expert at blacksmithing, but not quite oarsman. Well-meaning, but you're able to push the boat farther, but that control isn't perfect, and the boat lurches as it hits this jagged, sharp rock, and you hear the horrible wooden scraping as it takes on a hole in its bottom shell. It's not going to sink you just yet, but it's not good by any means. As you guys try to captain the ship as best you can, you're grabbed by these disgusting undead, and they have wet, slothing skin. And as they make the move to grab you from behind, wrapping you in a bear hug, their skin just falls off all over you. It's horrible. Make me
Ugh.
con saves
Oh
first, and
god.
then strength saves.
27 for the con save.
On,
Ooh, 15 for the strength save.
on my real dice?
Yeah,
No, I'm not using real
don't
dice.
we have disadvantage on
Oh,
con saves?
disadvantage on con saves, yeah.
23.
This is like how to guarantee James a 1. That's a 1.
You can set your watch by it, man.
That's a 1.
James, you are
I mean,
poisoned.
the other one was a 12, so, take your pick.
You have the poison condition.
Yeah.
Poison creature has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. Get used to hearing that.
Disadvantage,
Now,
disadvantage, you have
grapple check.
disadvantage.
Do we get to attack back?
Not yet. Just James gets done grappling.
The attack that smiles back.
What you got for me, Jamies?
Hold up a minute.
Hmm.
Is it just athletics or straight strength?
Either. I think that's our unofficial rule. I don't know.
It's 15.
Okay. You guys rolling similar, except for James's. They are gross but weak. They wrap you in a bear hug, and they try to pull you overboard, but their limbs are coming off before your bodies are moving as you hold fast to your position. Oh, what do you all do?
Chop them up.
Hit him with it. Although you are in the same predicament as before, now there's just zombies on the boat, so it's gotten a little worse.
30, 31, and 18.
Your blade makes a very unsatisfying, foul slice, like through tofu, as you slice the zombie into chunks.
Good.
What about everyone else? We've got lots of problems. Rapids, zombies, boat,
I'm gonna keep attacking
Kotam,
some zombies.
still blasting.
Still blasting. So I mean, I just started blasting.
Yep.
Is there a particularly large group of zombies that I can see a little bit further ahead?
Give me a perception check. That's a good question.
That's going to be 45 perception. 26.
Notice something interesting, Atlas. There seems to be a congregation of them towards one of the last parts of the rapid moving river. You see, it's not white water rafting because the muck is so gross. It's more like yellow-green water rafting. And they all seem to be at the edge as they rise up and float and swim languidly towards you. But they're all avoiding going further than a point. You're not sure why exactly, but they're all congregating towards the end of this kind of crazy ride you're on.
We have a large group ahead, boys. And I will try to throw. I'll throw dart. Keep throwing darts. What I have left of them, I'm pretty sure I'm down to like my last few. I am going to use one to throw towards the zombie that's attacking James.
Roll it up. Just tell me how many you guys hit, Souffle and Silas.
We're not in initiative yet.
No, not really. It's just kind of an event.
Well, that's another.
I rolled.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say.
I have 25. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's another nat 20. Wasting
I'm
all
going
these awesome
to protection
motherfuckers.
from poison myself, and that's pretty much it for now.
I should have put a clause in from protection.
Oh my fucking god, Garrett, you're killing me. I am wasting all these. That's
Wasting it on these squishy jelly zombies for no reason.
Yeah, first one's nat 20, second one's 26, third one's nat 20.
He obliterates them
Fourth
with
one's another
noise.
26. Fifth one is 29.
Yeah. I mean, this is almost literally shooting fish in a barrel. These things aren't dodging. They're just mindlessly trying to get to you. And as they put their disgusting arms over the sides and pull themselves up, you shoot them right back down.
I'm shooting so well because I'm having flashbacks to when we were on that fucking ship in the Sharktopus.
It's as you shake off this disgusting thing and you retch, despite yourself, this brackish pollution from the last horrible place you were at comes up along with the bile as you throw up a little bit. You right yourself again just as a dart soars past your head, hits the creature behind you, and it falls back stupidly, unable to move its motor neurons any longer, seemingly. You cast your spell, feeling a bit better.
Beautiful.
Give me, well, what do you, well, you cast your spell. What are you doing? Patrick, what are you doing? Ash?
I just got done chopping up a zombie. Are there any other
Yeah,
zombies
you
nearby?
chopped up yours. That's right. Okay, let me make some rolls. You guys fended off the round. No one helped Kotam. Did okay. Lots of blasting. You guys stabilized mostly, and you've sloshed through this river, and you're riding on bodies now. The water's pushing you forward, and as you get to the climax of the rafts, the smaller parts of the white water rafting you're doing, you see what Silas has mentioned, and there's a writhing pool of bodies, and as the boat crests over them, you stop. You're chugging, moving just a few inches left and right, and you feel the boat move as the bodies writhe underneath you and try to rise up to get you. What do you do about this?
I am going to run over where those bodies are. And I haven't done it in a while. We're going to breathe fire, boys.
They're in water, so that you could probably put a demi glaze
Ooh!
over the top.
No, that is a good point. Let's just do lightning instead.
That makes a lot of sense. That's a good redneck fishing right there.
So, 20-foot cone of lightning.
Good lord.
They have to do a dex save of 15.
What's your damage? What's your damage? Does it even matter?
3d8.
Yeah. Pretty good for wormy zombies. It is not a horde. What is it with when there's a lot of something?
A horde.
Isn't a horde in D&D terms like a bunch of bats? Is it a horde? I guess so.
21 points of lightning damage.
Okay. You. How do you breathe your lightning? What's it look like when you breathe your elements?
Kind of just takes a deep breath, just like a dragon, and then as he exhales, it releases that as if a dragon was breathing.
Kind of Uncle Ero, you plant your feet and you inhale much more than people would think humanly possible. You just breathe this copious amounts of air and exhale of lightning storm into the water, and you see them shake and writhe and
Oh
be
my god.
electrocuted.
I'm here. I'm back. I'm back. It works. Oh!
How do you fix it?
I unplugged a lot of things. I reset the PC about 5 times. I reinstalled the software.
It must have been one of those.
Oh my god, it's so good to hear this in a normal tone. Okay.
So you guys are stuck marooned, but where there's a big patch of writhing zombies, now to the side there's a big patch of dead zombies. If that affects your math.
Mm,
Might make things easier. Good people do things.
That stings.
You guys do.
uh, is there any way I can just help the boat go faster?
You tell me. Use your noggin.
All right. So I get like I make a spirit bomb behind
Whoa.
us and I blow it up like we're like fucking Michael Bay and I put my fucking shades on. I don't know. I don't have
Yell,
anything.
yeah!
I got something.
Okay.
How heavy is this boat?
That's a great question.
It weighs some pounds.
About 2,500 pounds.
Damn it!
He had to put you right outside the range.
No, he's a pretty good ways out of the range.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
pretty
I was
heavy.
gonna levitate this fucking boat out of the water to where they can't grab it.
Might be strong enough to move it if you get creative.
Um,
Need you guys to tell me what to do. This is looking
Let's see.
bad.
All right, so
I mean-
give us a rundown of our situation again.
So you're on this. The river Styx has turned into this horrible, swampy, whitewater rafting nightmare. And as you're being thrown through this rapidly moving water, undead have risen up into the water, to the surface, and begun attacking you. You've been fighting them off, but you've culminated towards the climax of this fast-moving river, and there's a huge portion of them, so much so that your boat gets stuck on their backs. God has killed about half of them with a electric blast from his mouth, like a dragon, but you're still stuck.
Uh,
Now, is it all on all sides, or is it a certain side?
It's not. You're kind of in the center of this writhing, gross mass.
All right.
That's my
So-
favorite thing that just happened.
What side, Silas? What side did you attack?
I would have probably been on the right side of the boat.
Starboard. Maybe.
All right.
I don't know. One of the two.
All right, I've got something. I'm gonna go towards the front of the boat, the bow, and I'm gonna call out for someone to grab onto my hand. I just need someone to hold me. I've got an idea.
I've got you.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Josh is probably better.
lean my left hand out and let him
I
grab
grab
onto
you
me,
by the wrist.
and I'll latch onto him, and then, ease me more, and I'll lean over some more, kind of like on the starboard side of the bow, and pointing along the whole front of the barge, I'm gonna cast lightning bolt.
Okay. Cool. I like the sound of that. One complication. As the first person that's gotten near the water, roll me a wisdom save.
Oh,
Wisdom
shit.
save? Fuck me.
Good thing is that's not a disadvantage. So
No. 16. I need...
You hear faint whispers rise from the water, tempting you with promises of power, knowledge, of salvation, of anything you ever dreamed. The whispers seem to target your inner desires. You wonder if the party can hear what it's saying to you. It's like it knows you better than you know yourself, as it tells you in your ear what you truly desire, what you truly need, more than anyone would know except for you, deep down, even if you didn't want to admit it. But as you look at your compatriot who holds your hand steadfast to the boat, his muscles rippling, as he's like, "Come on, Soothplay," you realize he hasn't heard anything, and the whispers are all in your head. Cast your spell.
Garrett, I would say those whispers were pretty careless.
Okay, let's whispers.
I'm glad I didn't get in the water like I was going to think about doing a minute ago.
So, yeah, I'll streak some lightning across the front of it to try to see if that's going to help dislodge us for any movement.
Let the damage decide. How much damage do you roll?
Well, they have to make a dex save of 18.
and it's also what level are you casting it at?
Third level, so it's 8d6.
In a straight line for
100 feet.
100 feet.
Oh yeah.
Yikes. It's a lot of feet.
Yeah. Man, I'm telling you. Donovan May would be excited.
Yeah, well.
Damn.
Who?
Some guy we know who fucked a vacuum.
Was it on during the event?
And a black
presumably.
chick. And loves feet.
And loves feet.
Let's see here.
Kotam, how deep is this river?
Excellent question. He thinks for a moment. It shouldn't be any deeper than 12 feet, perhaps. It's not supposed to be.
Nope, can't do that.
27.
It
What are
is
you
very
talking
deep, but enough.
20
You
27
forget
damage.
yeah. I have a magic staff, James. And this magic staff has a charge of a certain spell that of the fiery variety, if you catch my drift.
Oh.
Barbecue.
Trying to
with the two
evaporate
people
the water.
with the two people using the elements they're given, you have one of you casting lightning on this side, and one of you casting lightning on this side. You've created a dead channel of undead who don't writhe and grab and swim. And as they slowly float down back to the depths from which they came, the boat begins to dislodge off back into the moving water. And you're accompanied on your voyage by a bunch of corpses, double corpses, as you slide through the quagmire into the water again.
No repeat of a sharktopus this time. And Pitch, you know damn well what I mean by that.
The mucky, turbulent rapids stop being so horribly jagged and jarring, but you increase speed. Kotom tries to put the oar down to slow you down, but his arms almost jerk out of their sockets as he makes contact with the ground. As the speed increases to the zenith of the rapids, ends in a great swirling whirlpool, a gaping maw of dark matter that swirls with debris, bones, and faintly glowing tormented souls. It radiates a faint, malevolent pull, ebbing and flowing as though it breathes. To make matters worse, it has begun raining.
Oh no.
around the whirlpool. As the sudden downpour of acidic rain begins, everyone takes 2d4.
That was the question I was asking when we got here.
The rain
Is
is
there
slick.
acid rain?
The rain is slick and imposes disadvantage on any dexterity-based skill checks.
Oh shit. Thankfully only took 3 damage from the acid rain.
4
But
for
it is
me.
still flowing, and you can probably assume damage every round. 2 new problems for the party. You are rapidly going towards a whirlpool, a great maw, and it's raining acid rain. What do you guys do?
Uh,
Are we
I'm
trying
gonna
to
try
get in
to
the
help
whirlpool?
Trying to
Kotam.
Tom says, well, avoid the whirlpool, be sucked in. Covered in acid rain, his gold mask is starting to bronze and turn a foul color as the gold part is ruined.
Can we help him with the oars by
Strength.
yeah.
Sure.
More strength. It's always
Any
our
ways you could
solution.
think to help would be now would be the time to do it.
Okay, 21 strength roll.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty nice.
What are the rest of you guys
You really want me
18
to roll a
strength
dice
roll for
right
me.
now?
doing? You gotta be done with the bad luck by
That's a 1.
now. What do you
That's
think?
fine.
I shit you not. That's a 1 on the same fucking die.
You didn't
And
declare
shut up,
anything.
John.
You didn't
It was
declare
my
anything.
right hand.
It's
I already know.
it's fine. I make up for James because I just rolled another fucking natural 20, and I'm not gonna have these
Good
many
God.
ever for the rest of these fucking game. Apparently,
You guys gotta tell me what you're doing before you roll.
I'm trying to do strength. I was like, well, let me
I was
Okay,
see.
you're all-
also trying to do strength.
Yeah, I was
You're
like,
all going for the ore method.
I don't have a fucking bonus to help for it, but I'll roll anyway. And natural.
Apparently, I think you're supposed to row a boat with your teeth or something, and I'm just like,
Yeah, a dex save. It is a disadvantage.
uh, 17 actually.
Not bad. You go to trip and fall on the oil slick acid as you all rush to try to help Kotam. You almost fall down, but you feel a muscly skin appendage wrap around you. Queen Nitz, what was her name? The queen has
Nitsa.
wrapped you in
Nitsa.
her tail and saved you before you went overboard. So you two are helping, doing pretty well. Oh, any creative endeavors, Silas?
Uh, is there anything that I can see like around is there more river past the whirlpool? Is that what we're trying to navigate a
Yeah.
path
The
around?
river Styx never ends, but there's this blight in the middle of it now.
Is there like any trees or anything nearby that I could possibly I think I may have rope on me, fashion a noose type thing and try to throw it and lasso us to help.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, there's these disgusting black twisted trees that root up and twist and curl like broken bones all around the swamp. And they give that bioluminescent fog off. It looks almost like pollen, but it glows faintly as it dances in the air around the trees.
All right. So I guess this will be a dex check, so it'll be a disadvantage.
Well, yeah. Let me
You
see what
think?
it says specifically. Skill-based checks. So if you're making an attack, you're okay.
Oh. I guess it won't be an attack.
I was not trying to roll whatever that just rolled.
So let's see. That'll be a 14, a 9, and a 16 is what I rolled. Got a +5 dex.
Yeah. Randomly decided DC with my dice. You make it. It's not a difficult thing to do. The trees are thick, and the way they grow here, it's not like any beautiful leaves or foliage. It's all just twisted arms and they look almost human in their strange biology, like a deer antler coming from this tree and spining out in all different directions. Very strange and unnerving. And hooking one is pretty easy. It's hard to miss, really. But you do so, and you catch, and now you've got a bit of a strength test to go stay on
Alright.
board.
Oh, nat 20.
I don't know why he asks anymore.
I need to figure out where you guys are buying your fucking dice from.
This is the same dice that I have
I need to burn
used
all of mine.
since we started this campaign.
Well, of course you hung on to that as soon as it started rolling out them 20s.
Yeah.
I have not changed dice at all, and this set of dice is actually what I bought whenever I was in Port Lavaca.
Almost like a climax in the movie. You guys are all screaming. Kotam is yelling as you're all pulling on this oar with all your might. Only by merit of it being this semi-magical device, this gondola, this barge he has, does it not snap into a million pieces as all your strength is put into it. Silas, you plant your feet hard on the ground and pull, creating a pivot point with the rope. Even TX strikes his hands together and he pushes out as though casting a spell, 2 fingers up on each hand, and this buffet of wind comes out of his hands, giving a little bit of reverse propulsion, the best he can do to help. You all slowly slide past the whirlpool as it seems to almost reach out and try to grab you. And you pivot on a big arc to the edge of its pull. And you finally shoot back towards the river proper. And it slows to a dreary unbroken movement as though nothing happened behind it.
Does everybody have their Hearthstones proc? Because I don't want to go back through this place.
I can get us all out.
Yeah.
Pretty much, if anything goes bad in a session, I have my hand hovered over that spell slot where it's just like you all go home.
What spell is that?
Word of recall.
Word of recall.
Oh,
I need to stop reminding Garrett that I have it.
Note yourself, silence Jane.
Yeah.
That's why I kept that one spell a secret until we were fighting the twins.
I try not to metagame, but sometimes it's a little fun to metagame a little.
I mean, you kind of gotta at a certain point. You can't just unhear things you hear.
Yeah. Finally, so you guys all rest a bit, sucking in air. Jameson, you pitch you almost retch again, but you feel this warm, calming effect down your mouth and into your belly, as though you were eating a warm soup almost, as this magic fights against the acrid, horrible poison, and you steady yourself. And all of you hurt from the rain around the maelstrom. You have these little pock marks of burned flesh. Your gear looks a little worse for wear here and there. But you're otherwise okay. The swampy river ebbs and flows into a small, I guess you'd call it a port. It's not a real port, just a boat docking area.
A dock, yeah.
For the capital city itself, Minaros. The capital city is named after the realm. It seems to be the style in the Hells, just like Diz. But Minaros City is known as the Sinking City, Kotam explains. While not as large as other capitals, it is still complex and large. The lower parts of the city are covered in a few inches of water, and the richer people live on the higher parts away from the muck. The entire city is almost constantly coated in this oily slime from the rains and the not pollution, just the muck and the grossness here in not Nurgle's realm. Kotam stops the barge here, and he says, well, I think we all need a rest, and if you're going to continue your journeys, I think this would be the best place to gather information. And he
Truth, I'd
says, but
rather
I'm
not
open
sleep in.
to your direction if you disagree. He adds at the end. Silas.
Truth, I'd rather not sleep in the muck. Is there any way that we could get our home, our our bubble?
Tiny hut.
Unfortunately, no. In order for us
Brad.
to really solidify some of that effort against the twins, I had to use my only action, and fortunately, that was also the same capabilities of summoning our magnificent mansion.
There
Son
are.
of a
This
bitch.
is a proper city. Only the poor district have to live in the real muck, but there's, most of it's okay.
Is there an inn?
There is. There is. If you should get out and walk the streets, you can certainly find one or two,
Yep, we're gonna do
or
that.
like 100. It's a city. You walk around the sinking city itself. There's lots to notice, lots to do. I don't want to just like info dump you guys, but notice that the city is slowly sinking into the swamp. Um, you see devilish overseers whip laborers and suffering souls to prop up collapsed buildings and dig out failing aqueducts and do some manual pumping of the water in a fruitless effort to save the city from sinking, though it is their eternal task to do so. You see the guards here are known as infernal wardens. They wear imposing blackened armor and wield chains, all in the behest of Mammon. Anything that would take from his wealth is harshly punished, but there are no rules otherwise. And you see mortals here are one of the prevailing diseases and spells and curses and boons. It all revolves around being gold touched. And if you're cursed or targeted by Memon or some of his forces, you will slowly turn to gold inside and out.
He got that Midas touch.
People use it as an offensive magic. People use it as a way of uh, celebrating Memon. They might turn their arm gold or turn their, whatever gold. All to glory to the Gold Lord himself.
Are we trying to have a meeting with him directly, or is there an alternate route?
You don't know yet. You'll have to dig around a little bit. You don't have a lot of info here.
I'd rather not have to deal with him.
It's wise.
I can almost assure you that it will not go our way.
Tired and hurt, and time is ticking in real life. You find a tavern called the Golden Circle. The emblem is a band of gold wrapped around a person's neck as the figure sits in hangman's arches. The wooden signboard whips against the tavern in the inclement weather, the dreary, oily rain. You see tavern denizens holding their coats tightly as they enter and leave. The sight is almost nostalgic. It feels like a tavern in your own realm, a slice of home despite all the insanity you've dealt with. Memon has no rules for who can live in his realm, or no rules for not telling lies, or only this sort of thing or anything. Memon does not care at all as long as his pockets are getting lined. And you see a wide menagerie of people um, coming and going, as they have a lot of freedom here, and some devils prefer that. As you feel your nostalgic sense, you realize you have actually no idea how much time has passed since you entered the Hells, which makes you feel
It's been 84 years.
weird. Maybe.
Well,
You guys enter the tavern.
Yep.
Yeah,
very much so.
I see no other choice here.
You see lots of interesting people here. Bearded devils, chain devils, regular devils, even some humans. Not humans, but people from the upper realms like yourselves, some elves and humans. People are allowed to travel down here for whatever rules and whatever they give Memon for treasure hunting or whatever business they have in the Hells. Whereas somewhere like Avernus, like you're only allowed in if you're ready to fight in normal conditions. You see this wide variety of people, and they're eating these disgusting looking meals of like slugs and foul critters of the mud, brackish ale.
Yeah,
Not very
disgusting shit
appetizing.
like crawfish.
Yeah, yeah. Mud bugs, one might say. Uh, of note, the bartender is a huge bearded devil. Seems friendly enough. Most surprisingly, I guess, would be an illithid, or at least some version of it. Sits at the bar in deep thought. He has a simple glass of dirty water in front of him. Two fishmen of some race you're not familiar with stand flanking him. His thralls, mindlessly waiting for orders. He is unlike any other illithid you've seen. He's tall and broad, and he has a long, squid-like visage, elongated with tentacles around his neck area.
Nope. That's bait. Nope. 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 Nope.
That's the most interesting thing you see so far, other than tieflings and devils. And
He's just staying here. He doesn't run the establishment.
no, he's just a patron.
Okay.
Hey,
Well,
baby, what them tentacles do?
I'm gonna
I don't want to know what them tentacles do.
I'm gonna
I feel
go.
like
I'm gonna go.
I know what them
I'm gonna
tentacles
go
do.
ask for a room.
As you do, we can talk to the bartender next time, and just blink and you got a room, rest. I'll go over the currency here next time, but we're running out of time.
Where do you act like you're hungry or something, Gary?
No, I don't want to keep you guys too long.
Shit, the
You're
only
good.
one that's got to be at work super early is sick, so you're probably fine.
Did you guys have like children or something?
They're all asleep,
Mine are.
thankfully. Mine are. I go to bed at 7.
Yeah, Patrick goes to bed super fucking early.
Aren't you
I gotta
tired?
get up early.
But you don't have to go to work now. You're sick, right?
I am sick.
They still making you go to work?
No, I
No.
haven't gone to work all week.
But to be like, what the fuck?
No, man. My boss told me to go home and rest.
Good.
Well, just a little bit more. I'll explain the currency because it's very relevant here. Or you were just getting used to soul coins, but you don't see any information. You don't see any gold or soul coins or anything pass between the people here. One of the tiefling at the bar. You see him put his hand towards the bartender, and they almost like touch index fingers very lightly. And the bartender gives him an ale. Curious, I assume. You ask for a room, uh, and he says, yeah, what you got for me?"
What do you want?
We need a room.
"Yeah, what you got for me?"
What's the currency?
Big bearded devil, and bearded devils don't have beards like hair. They have these appendages that look like kind of almost like their horns, but they're a little softer, and they go out all from their chin.
It's like the drawn eye beards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Uh,
many things with tentacles.
what do you want?
He gives a very annoyed look, and he says, "As foreigners, you should know that we don't deal in gold here. All gold belongs to Memon. What we deal with is memories, feelings, emotions. You have to give me that if you want to stay in room and board."
Huh.
Can there be any memories?
Uh, give me
Do
a,
they do they like painful memories or like?
the Illithid chimes up, overhearing the conversation, clearly being more helpful than the others, than the bearded devil who is already annoyed with you. And He says, without speaking into your minds, the more close a memory is to you, the more important it is. The more it shapes who you are, the more valuable it is. For a room and board at a tavern, maybe you could give a memory of color or a flash of a memory from a random day, anything small. Wanted something deeper, you'd have to dig deeper within yourself.
I will
Oh.
ask in return to that. Do we retain these memories once we share them, or are they lost?
In a way, memories given up here
Indeed.
change. They belong to Mammon once they're given up. They enter the that's all I'll say for now for our time frame. But the answer is kind of not really.
Kind of not really. That was two questions I asked, Garrett.
You'll still remember them, but they won't be yours.
Maybe you should find your own answers.
Oh, so the memories that we give will basically be as
You like disassociate from it.
yeah. So it'll be like the Lacroix memory of or version of memories.
It's like when Jean Grey's clone fucking dies, and then she remembers both the clone's memories and her memories, only the other memories aren't hers. That's what it's gonna feel like.
Whoa. Like you'd give him a memory of seeing an apple, just a random ass like minuscule thing to pay a small fee, and then once you reflect back on that memory, it'll feel like you remember it, but you didn't have it. Now, if you were to buy the bar or something, you'd give a really deep ports into memory. Maybe like Souffle, you'd give all the good memories of your best friend before he betrayed you in Starfall. You would give them up, and now that when you reflect on it, it'll be like it never happened. All the goodness and the things that made you you will be taken from you, even though you still technically remember it.
This is a dangerous place for me.
Yeah.
Like real dangerous place for me because all of my stuff that I do deals with experiences and memories.
Memories, experiences, regrets, feelings.
It's also kind of neat because then we get players recalling on things that happened or character building.
Yeah, I was about to say it's very, very heavily character building.
Yeah, prepare for me to ask you what like a fear is, or what a good memory is from your childhood, and that kind of shit. So I expect some RPings here and there.
I'll start thinking about that.
I will offer him the memory of me being picked up by the Church of Gargaros.
Whoa,
That's a
that's like
very-
paying $100,000 for a room at an inn.
Too important.
That's
Too
a
important.
shameful memory. Yeah, that would be
Core
buying
memory,
your
man.
own tavern.
That's a
and
core memory.
setting up a franchise. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, hey, it's long past, but
no,
maybe I'll figure something else out.
I got it. I got it. Um, I will hold a finger out towards him, and for the exchange, I will offer up a a
Something
recipe.
inane.
No, I was going to say a recipe from one of the dishes that I learned from the library in Bright Sun's town.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely. Well, you don't have an emotional connection to it, and like a million recipes, so this is just another one. So you're not losing your ability to cook it necessarily. So
But
it's
I'm
a very
sharing
low
something that
value.
yeah, but I'm also sharing something that has semblance to me because the whole purpose is I learned to cook using my bardic skills from the bakery
Yeah,
growing up.
small fraction of your journey. It's very tiny, and you can still remember the recipe, but
Yeah. But things
you
like that
didn't.
have meaning to me because
Mhm.
that's how I learned to understand my bardic abilities.
Even that small fraction of your journey, you know, you reflect on the hundreds of recipes you know, but like buttered cat biscuits or whatever you learned there. When you think about that one, you don't feel that same action necessarily. Like when you think about in Bright Sun, you think about the smell of his homeland, the jungle, his booming laugh and his strange questions or whatever. And sometimes when you think of those recipes that you learned from there, you get that same feeling. But this one specific recipe is just this psychic blank now.
Yeah, because I learned those recipes to be able to cook something for him while we're traveling. That way he wouldn't feel so homesick.
Yeah, you're like Cat's favorite milk recipe. Oh man, that feels so nostalgic. I miss that guy. Chili cat treats. Oh man, I feel so nostalgic. I love that guy. And then you're like buttered cat biscuits, and you're like, I feel nothing. I feel nothing at all.
So
You
there.
touch his hand, and you feel this strange pulling away from you, and you don't feel any different. But like I said, if you try to recall that one specific tiny thing, you do disassociate a bit from your own memory, and that's how it works here.
All right.
So
With
what you're
room and
saying, Gary,
board, yes.
if we wanted to get like a super rare item from an item shop here, we got to give away like a core memory.
Yeah. You wanted to buy a +3 super Kamehameha greatsword, you might give up your, I don't know, like some family members singing to you in the crib or something really that just shaped you, and then you would be fundamentally different by having given it up.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Interesting. Interesting.
That's why I said this is going to be very dangerous for me being in here.
It's dangerous for me because I can only remember really important stuff.
Like purely theoretical, James. But if you went to Memon and you guys were like, "Let's make a deal," he would say, "Give me all your knowledge of Kosuth, and I'll let you free or whatever."
What if I offered him my memory of Leadbeard instead?
That was a good part of your life. I don't know how valuable that'd be. We'll have to argue that. I don't know how much that shaped you. You guys haven't mentioned him in a while.
I don't know if I'm gonna give away my memory of Kosuth because then
Yeah, I mean that would be so valuable, and it would change you into a different person.
I think it would probably also make him really angry.
I think so too.
Like really, really angry.
I've got this god that's pissed at me, and I don't know why.
Yeah, what's the problem,
I'm only
dude?
like his
Spoke
like
up.
number one guy.
Yeah, I think you're his top guy.